Hello friends, Marina YouTube channel. Today we will be discussing about procedure for alternator overhaul. So we have to start first by start standby generator and take it on load. Then we have to shut down generator prime mover and lock off starting system and engage the turning gear. Then after this we have to lock off the circuit breaker and isolate alternator electric heater and tag label on that place a placard men at work board. And first we have to do, like I mentioned, we have to start standby generator and we have to take on load, then shut down the generator and prime mover and lock off starting system and engage turning gear. After that circuit breaker should be locked off and isolated. Then we have to place the placard men at work board. Then after this we have to open air ventilator and change air filter. After this we have to open air ventilator and change air filter. Then we have to inspect the tightness of terminal connection and their insulation. We have to check tightness of terminal connection, their insulation, etc. We have to check the bearing oil level, whether it is up to whether it's good or not. If its quality is bad, we have to change, or if the level is very less, we can top up if required, depend upon the condition. Then we have to clean cooling air intake filter and exhaust opening. What I mentioned is cooling air intake filter, there may be some choking and also we have to clean it. Then after this, clean rotor and stator windings by means of vacuum cleaner with rubber hose and nozzle. So rotor and stator windings, there will be some dust and all, so we can clean by using vacuum cleaner with rubber and hose nozzle. If oil is deposited on surface of winding, then we can open the drain plug and then removed by special degreasing liquids like Alternator cleaner. If the oil has been deposited on the winding, we can just open the drain plug, then using some special degreasing liquid, mainly Alternator cleaner, we can clean it. Then after this we can measure the air gap between the rotor and stator carefully at the lower part. Like I mentioned, it should be between the 1.5 to 2 mm. We can check whether it is up to the level or not. We can check the air gap clearance. Mainly you should check it carefully because at the lower part we have to be very careful. And we have to be baking the alternator with a lamp. Means we have to maintain a temperature, means not more than 43 degrees Celsius. So it should not be too cold and it should not too hot. That means we have to maintain a temperature between not more than 43 degrees Celsius. Because here we are turning off, for machine is not running, so temperature should not be too less and too high. And disconnect the neutral point from terminal box. We also know the neutral point, we have to disconnect it from the terminal box, and we can measure the insulation resistance from using Megger and all from between the rotor to earth, face to earth, face to face, earth to face, stator to earth, all combination we can do. Then it must at least be by in Megger, when we test this much insulation resistance should be at least 1 mega ohm. If the mega reading has reasonable value, then bindings are to be covered with high quality air drying insulating varnish. If it is up to the level, then no problem. If not, high quality air drying insulating varnish has to be applied. Then let it dry. We have to let it dry for some period of time. Then we can reassemble all the parts after that. And then check on no load running and synchronizing of the load. On load, we can practically check for excessive temperature in winding and load storage stability when running in parallel. Thank you.